Hi, and welcome to Syncing Your Thoughts with Wealth. So, today I'm going to be talking about aligning your mindset and money so that you're energetically on the same frequency. So, take a moment and imagine a tuning fork. And if you strike it, it hums. It has a certain vibrational rate. Now, if you hold another fork to that one, and it's tuned to the same note, something amazing happens. The second fork begins to vibrate on its own. Nobody touches it, nobody forces it. It just resonates because that's what happens when two things are tuned in to the same frequency. And that's the same if you're tuned in to abundance or wealth. You find each other and then you amplify each other. And the principle is, and we're going to be talking about that a little bit later, but there's this principle that governs your relationship with money. And it's not about hustle or strategies. It's a little bit more powerful than that. That was a mouthful, huh? So it's kind of like we're looking at the whole instrument, your mind, your body, your emotions, and that we're going to tune every string. So when wealth approaches you, you bring it in. You don't repel it. You resonate with it. And we're going to start with your mindset today. So, we're going to be talking about the mindset money connection and how your thoughts are creating your financial reality. Now, you've heard of Joe Dispenza, I'm sure, and he studied uh, how the brain reshapes itself. And what science is telling us now is every thought you think fires a particular set of neons. And those neons that fire together, they end up wiring together. And over time, that is your habitual thought. And that thought influences your mood, and then your physical structure follows suit, your behaviors, your actions, and all that. Well, this is where it gets kind of interesting. Is HeartMath has measured the electronic field of the human heart, and they found that it's 8 to 10 times bigger, 8 to 10 feet around the physical body. And your mental energy is only a couple feet. So your heart, which is your emotional state, broadcasts a bigger field around you. And so you're literally a transmitter transmitting what you feel about what you think about. Does that mean it's kind of like, wow, that's very insightful, isn't it? So we're talking about the frequency that you are constantly dominating. And so what happens is you send this out, and guess what? You attract it back to you. And your mind, I like to think of it as like a radio tower. I've always said, which I have no proof, it's just my own belief, that um, my memory's out here. And so I go out, I find the information I need, and I bring it back in. And I don't think my brain remembers very much. Like if you ask me what happened yesterday, I have no idea. I have to go out, travel, figure out what happened, and bring back the information. So that's how I look at the brain as a radio tower. And same with a radio tower, if you want to get 101 FM to play your favorite music and you want to get 99.9 over here and you want to play it at the same time, well, what happens? It doesn't work. Well, the mind's the same way. You have a dominant thought and you have a frequency, and then you're broadcasting one clear signal. But it doesn't work that way, does it? Because we have all these beliefs and these blocks that stop us. And then sometimes we have some anger, some resentment about something that happened. And so we're not sending out a very clear signal. So let's talk about what mental misalignment actually looks like. And this is what we're doing, and we're not even really knowing we're doing this. So let's say you want $10,000 a month. And you go, yay, I'm so excited. I have $10,000. That's my goal this month. But if you listen really quietly, there's a whisper underneath your goal that says, oh, I don't want to work that hard. Remember that time when you had 7 jobs and you worked your butt off? You were always working and you were so unhappy. And so what happens? You don't make that $10,000 a month. Or you could be saying, oh, I can't wait till the day I retire and I have financial freedom to travel. And the little whisper goes, oh, but money's so hard to make. Rich people are lucky. I always have to struggle. I don't know if I'll ever have financial freedom. So, this is the misalignment. And it's actually rather exhausting because you have this inner battle going on that is taking up an enormous amount of energy. It's kind of like you have this GPS set. You say, oh, I'm going to drive from San Diego to San Francisco. And you get in the car and you start driving, and there's this rope that's tied to the cement wall, and you hit the gas and the wheels go spinning, but you're not going anywhere. And you're using up all this gas and energy, but this rope or chain connected to the wall, all your beliefs and blocks and limiting whatever blocks, beliefs, they're stopping you from moving forward. So as long as there's this rope or chain that's anchored to the belief, you're not going to be moving anywhere. You're just going to be burning a lot of fuel. So a lot of these blocks are like, I have to work hard for money. I'm not really good with money. I don't know how to invest it. And wealthy people, they're so corrupt. All they want is to get more money. And I don't know enough. I'm not ready yet. I'm not good enough. Or, what is your limiting belief? And what's interesting is sometimes these are not even yours. They were inherited to you through family programming. So let's talk about what alignment would look like or feel like, and why coherency is like really important. So, mental coherency is when your thoughts and intentions and beliefs are all moving in the same direction. There's no inner war, there's no chain to a wall, keeping you stuck. You have one clear focus and you know where you're going. And a cute little story, I'm sure I've mentioned this before, is when I was in that cancer custody court ordeal, I just wanted to be happy. I wanted to be out of that nightmare. I wanted to quit being threatened and harassed. And so I got a picture of a woman that was happy, and I would say, that's the new me. I'm happy. So if you want to shift your life quickly, easily, and fast, find a picture and start programming your visual mind, your visual sight to say, that's the new me. I'm happy. That's the new me. I'm wealthy, whatever it is you want. And then HeartMath has showed when you're in this state of coherence, your brain and your heart are working together. And so you start becoming this person that is happy or this person that is wealthy. And the energy you're sending out is one of concentration, joy and happiness, wealth and abundance. It's like the sunshine brightening up a room. You don't have scattered thoughts about money, wanting it, fearing it, doubting it, anxiety, guilt, whatever it is, like a cloudy day. No, you are in coherence, your thoughts, your words, your actions, your beliefs. And here's the thing, if you think of the sun, it's this really bright ball of fire, right? And it warms the planet, but we don't get burnt by it. But if you take a magnifying glass and you focus the sun's light on a leaf, that leaf will start a fire. It's because it's a focused point of attention. And so your mind is like that focus. Your mind has so much power. You want to really focus. And anything that comes in, limiting belief, worry, don't let your imagination scare you. You go, oh, you know what? That's not true. That's something that was told to me. That's something I picked up. The truth is, and you state your dreams and desires. So that works for worry, doubt, confusion is another one. Those are the three big mental blocks that hold people back. Worry is your imagination going against your goals, dreams, desires. Your mind is very creative. And if you don't give it a direction, it's got a hijacker, hitchhiker, hijacker. That's funny. I don't know where I got that one. Hijack. I watched a movie where, anyhow, they hijacked a truck. I got off track. Anyhow, you're hitchhiking, right? So this negative thought, your worst dreams or fears come up, and your imagination takes it, goes, oh, let's run with it, and takes off. And so your mind was just hijacked by the worst case scenario. Don't do that. When you worry, you're telling your nervous system there's a crisis, and you go into struggle and scarcity, and you cannot be creative because your body in the state of emergency, actually the mind shuts down because it goes into survival mode. It's not in abundance. And the same thing is with doubt. Doubt is you're leaking the fear, you're leaking the faith, you're leaking the trust. And you have this voice that goes, but what if it doesn't work out for me? What if I try and I fail? Doubt is like this little suction cup that goes, let's have that piece of energy. And it starts stealing your energy from you. You don't want that. When doubt pops in, I have an affirmation I say, whatever I need is provided for me even before I know I need it, including money. I know I'm taken care of. And I repeat it over and over and over again. And doubt, it's kind of like going to a restaurant and you say, oh, I'll take some pasta. No, just a minute. I think I'll have a hamburger. I've gone out with some girls and they do this to the poor waitress. And about the third time they go, okay, I think I will have that salad. I just have to laugh. It's like, make up your mind. So, this doubt, you're sending out fractures of energy because you can't make a decision. You get scattered, right? You just kind of break off into these little pieces. And confusion. Now, that's my friend. I get confused in the very beginning, not anymore. And confusion for me was pacing the kitchen. Oh my God, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do this. I'm not very good. Nobody's going to want it. And I would feel like there's this gray fog in my head, and my goals and everything would just get kind of jumbled together. And it was so bad. I wrote a little map down one time of confusion. And it's kind of like, oh, I start a project, I'm really excited, then I hit a block, I don't know how to get through it. I go into this confused state, and then I have to talk to somebody. They pull me out and say that the answers are within me. Or I've had my girlfriend go read your book again. Your answers are within me, within you. Read your book. And you always got out of some kind of mess. Your answers are in your book. You've done it before. And so then I'm like, oh yeah, I know how to do this. And so then I like break through and then I move forward. So there's a cycle about confusion. You just have to be aware of it. And then when you get into this confused state, what I like to do is pause, meditate, go within, ask my guides for help. I talk to angels, I talk to my healing team, I ask I ask for help. And you know the strangest thing happens? It comes in a different way. Like it might be a word on a truck as you're driving down the freeway, or somebody will say something. And I'm like, oh, that's what I've been looking for. So when you get confused, meditate, pause, so now let's talk about how you know when your mind is working for you versus against you. So we did a little bit about that, but here's a couple signs when your mind is working for you. You feel really excited instead of anxious. Opportunities appear like out of nowhere, and you take action without really thinking about it. And you feel like you deserve what you're working towards. And what's really important, your self talk is encouraging, not criticizing. It's like, wow, this is exciting. I like doing this. This is turning out really good. I am so happy for this experience, right? So when your mind works against you, you're kind of like criticizing yourself and sabotaging yourself. You know, you'll take one step forward and two steps back, or procrastination. My friend, procrastination. Oh my gosh. I finally figured out procrastination. You have an apple tree, and this is you doing your everyday thing. And then you set a goal, and your goal is to be this pear tree. But you're an apple tree right now, but you want to be a beautiful pear tree. And so you're doing all this stuff, but yet you're not taking the action that the pear tree would take, because the pear tree is your higher successful self. But you're down here and your pear tree's up here. You literally have to start changing who you are to come up to this pear tree. But we procrastinate and don't do the things we're doing because we have some kind of belief it's not going to work out. I'm not good enough. And all this spiral negativity, imposter syndrome. Oh, that's a good one. Pops up. And you know what? It doesn't matter. Just start taking little action steps and then talk to yourself and tell yourself, I'm in the process of becoming the pear tree. And so right now I may be procrastinating, and that's okay because I am still taking action. Here's something I learned too. Once you recognize you're in procrastination, don't fight it. Just go, oh, I'm procrastinating. And then I like to figure out where procrastination lives in my body. And I tap in and I go, I love procrastination. Thank you for keeping me safe. Thank you for helping me. And thank you for being there for me and protecting me. But now I know I'm safe. I know there's nothing in my environment that's going to attack me. And I know I can do this thing. So I'm taking some action steps towards it. So what I do? I talked to procrastination. I sent it some love, And I said, I am safe and I'm taking action. Because procrastination is that part of your brain that is wired to keep you safe. It's wired so you don't grow. It's wired so you don't change. So procrastination is not the enemy. It's just there from old programming from caveman days to say, oh, we're not moving, we're not growing, we're not changing because we're safe. Well, I don't want to be safe all the time. I want to be this pear tree out having fun and traveling. How about you? Okay, let's go. So remember, the goal isn't perfectionism, it's awareness. And to bring us back to where we started with this tuning fork, so remember, you are not the passive receiver. You are the goal setter by aligning your thoughts, your heart, your emotions, and your actions so you can move forward. And you're not your past. You're not your family's money story or the current bank balance. You are a transmitter. Remember, your brain is a transmitter. You have this huge energetic field of energy vibrating. So, what frequency do you want to send out to pull things to you? So I'm going to leave you with that thought. And remember, you are capable of being more than you ever thought possible. And have fun practicing tuning in to wealth and abundance.